everybody, welcome or welcome back. My name is Monique and welcome to Medora Budgets. I'd like to thank anybody who's liked or commented on any of my videos, especially those that have chosen to subscribe to my channel. Truly started this as a way to hold myself accountable, but I understand, recognize, and appreciate the community as a whole. If you're rocking with me on this journey, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you haven't made up your mind yet, sit with me for a spell. At the end of this video, if it's content you find valuable or enjoyable, please feel free to subscribe. It's myself and Sweets, married with a bunch of kids, trying to figure out our future, family, and finances so the decisions we're making now won't negatively impact us in the future. Today is Tuesday, the 12th, and we are here to do another marriage and money video for the series. I like to apologize. This should have been done probably 3 months ago, so I think we just ended up skipping the one of them, and we're here now to do one. And what is our topic for today? So we wanted to talk through having the same goal and just having different ways of getting there financially, and just kind of talk through that. I'm gonna let Sweets go first, and then I'll kind of come up on the tail end of that and have that conversation. So we are here at Starbucks in the parking lot, actually right across. You can't see it because Sweets don't never want nobody to know who car this is or who's in it and driving. So he's got all of the windows blacked out. His vehicle. But at the end of the day, we are sitting here at Starbucks. You saw him with his water. He did get me some coffee, so I am cheating just a little bit. I have been doing the intermittent fasting, but we're gonna go with this coffee for right now because I need it. And so what are we here to talk about today? So one of the things we do recognize is that we have the same goals. What our ultimate goal is to be retired, to have our money kind of working for us, and for us to then be able to either get an RV or a tiny house, put it on the back of a big truck or a Chevy Suburban. Which one you want?
Suburban.
Okay, so put it on the back of a Chevy Suburban and then just travel. We wanted to have Medora's coffee, and we want to have coffee and conversation with different people at different RV parks all over the world. So that is, or all over the United States. So that is our ultimate goal. But we have different ways of being able to financially support that. Now, when you look at a lot of Dave Ramsey, or you look at a lot of other financial advisors, a lot of times they say two things. If you want to pay down debt or if you want to save money, there's only two choices that you have. You either have more inflow, make more money, or you have less outflow, which means you spend less money so that you will have more to save. And for us, we have different tracks as far as how we're doing that. Sweets believes in making more money. So he got jobs. He got many jobs. And whereas for me, I'm tackling it a little bit differently because I'm trying to do it as far as around savings and around debt, right? Getting rid of debt. He's less concerned about the debt and more concerned about making the money. I'm less concerned about making the more money and more concerned about paying on our debt. Now, our plan is to ultimately combine our resources all together, but because our tracks are so different right now, it makes it a lot more difficult for us to have a joint account right now. We've started one with a credit union. We're just putting a little bit of money in there at a time. I think I talked about that before. Sweet sends me money every week. I take at least half of that money and always put it into that account. We've been using it for date night. We used it to help with some of our anniversary expenses. But ultimately, our hope is to constantly build that up and then to start seeing some little bills coming out of it over time. But at the end of the day, we have although we have the same goal, we have two different ways of getting there. And so that is what we're here to talk through as well, because that needed to be okay. One of the things that I struggle with is my whole mindset is always around budget. And, I told you before, Sweets doesn't feel like budget talk is bedroom talk. Like, he don't want to talk about budget that much. He loves talking about finances and money. He doesn't necessarily want to talk about the budget as much as I do, and it's not necessarily consuming every thought that he has, but that's because that's my content, and because it is my content, that's where my focus is. Sweet's content is different, and he might have the right track, because my content is around budgeting, and I got 1,000 subscribers His content is around food and other things as well. He got 100,000 subscribers and people to follow him. But he's using his content differently. So he is very much focused and invested in his content because his content is what he's using to help supplement the income or bring in more money. My content that I use is really to help me learn how to budget a lot better, right? So that is what we are here kind of to talk through. So that's a long introduction. So, Sweets, you talk first about how because I think I told most of your business already, but how you are working on using the plan around bringing in more inflow to help you reach what your retirement goals are.
Yeah, so my being an entrepreneur, my Social Security won't be as high as probably somebody that's worked a job for 30 to 40 years or whatever. So I'm gonna get some money, but I still need to create a retirement plan for myself, so that I can be comfortable, and not stress about working or anything. And I've been back and forth, what avenue to go for probably the last 3 to 5 years, and I think for me, owning property was going to be the best route. So that's kind of what I've been focusing on, getting some property and letting it make money for me once I'm in my retirement. So now I got the idea. I needed to figure out, okay, how to get to that point where we can start buying houses and, whatever the case, Airbnb or just renting them out or selling them, whatever that may be. So I already own a house now, or I'm paying on it. I have 10 years left on it. I think my goal is to finish that off either in 5 or 10 years. She wants me to double up on the payments. I'm kind of like, let's just ride it out.
All right, so caveat. No, you're right. So let me just very briefly say this. So here's where, I'm not going to say it's conflict, but this is where the differences are, right? So Sweets is very clear about what he wants to do. I'm not trying to dissuade him from that. But in order to fix up the place, right, that might mean having a little credit, right? Because you gotta be able to fix the place up, and you might not have all of the money right away. When I hear credit, it feels like a dirty word. He hears credit, he feels like it's just an avenue to what your goal is. Then when it comes to paying on it every month, I'm like, you got the means, why not double it up and get done with it faster? And he's like, or I could use that money towards other things. So again, it isn't conflict, but it is differences. Okay, that was it.
Yeah, so my thought process now is in 10 years or 5, get the house done, get it fixed up, and that'll be the first property. Once that generates money, and the area is already, they're redoing the area, so it's going. I'm getting offers for the house almost 3 times its worth, so it's going to be valuable, So once I get that going, then get the next property. My goal is my ultimate goal is to have 5, and I think that'll be more than enough to supplement whatever income I have at 60 or 65 years old, plus whatever money I get in for Social Security. Other avenues to getting that is to solidify my entrepreneurship. My primary business, cell phone businesses, it's been steady for 20 plus years. So that's pretty much there. I have Cowboy Chris Cook's social media, and it's steady climbing. It's continuing to get more popular, but now it's just getting to where it's like some other creators, where it's just an influx of money coming in, and it's you kind of, I don't want to depend on it, but it's going to be there every month. I'm not there yet. But that's a goal with that, and once that happens, I think going down avenues of the ease of saving more and putting away more money to get to our end goal it'll be a lot easier. I do now currently, like when I process cards, I'll save 10% to savings. It was tough in the beginning because I want to keep all of my money, but looking at it now, it feels a lot better. Just knowing that, not only is it there, but if there's an emergency, I could go to it. So
I'm rubbing off on them, y'all.
So it's different avenues I am taking to get to the end goal. Things are getting a lot more comfortable. Credit is definitely getting better. I don't, my debt is not high at all. So it's working to it, and like I say, hopefully my ultimate end goal between 5 and 10 years, debt free, and honestly just working from that point, just completely working on retirement at that point, and getting to a stage where we can just travel and do what we wanted to do as far as visit all the states and just look at the weird things, whatever it may be, the ball of rubber bands or something, just whatever it is that we gonna see, just whatever. We gonna see all the big things, but there's a lot of little things in these small towns.
You'll see balls of rubber band?
I think there's a big ball of rubber band somewhere.
Okay, let's Google that.
It is, yeah. It's a huge ball of rubber bands. So,
see what social media do to you.
So,
now we got to go and look at rubber bands.
That's yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, we ain't trying to be cool. We're just gonna travel and just have a good time.
And have a good time.
Yeah, and you just see everything that's out there. And, I desperately want that goal. So I'm working to it, and I do have. Well, I've actually downgraded my avenues of income. I know it's a lot for her. I used to do so much.
So let me tell y'all.
So.
So when we first met, one of the first things that we were talking, we were just texting each other for a minute, right? So he would always say something like, oh, well, I got to go here and pick up some inventory, or I'm meeting with these playwriters because I'm helping to you can consult on a play or direct or produce, what something like that, right? So one day he was like, I'm sitting here and I'm putting together the headphones. So he sells like the headsets, but also the headphones that like truckers use and stuff. Whatever he had gotten from the supplier, it wasn't all put together in the way that he likes it. So now he's putting all this stuff together. So he's texting me this, and I'm like, and then he's visiting convenience stores and setting up his products inside of the convenience stores and
setting up stores. People used to pay me to set up their stores, just a lot. Yeah.
Just stuff. Like he always doing something, right? So it was hard, and that was hard for me because what I saw somebody who was a go-getter. I saw someone who was reaching for goals. And that was sexy to me. But also then it started, I was like, is this work like then that I gotta do? I'm like, I'm not lazy, but I am low-key lazy, but I'm not lazy, right? So I didn't want to sign up for a long-term relationship with someone who we're constantly always moving around. Sweets will tell you, even when we go on vacation, he has to build in naps for me. Like, don't book me morning, afternoon, evening, and night, right? He good. He want 4 events every day. He good. He straight. Let's get up and let's go. I need a nap. I need 2 hours in between there somewhere. So we had very different philosophies when it came to that. So the first time he mentioned about homes, I was thinking to myself, what does that mean for us? Like, are we going to have to be here monitoring things and that kind of stuff all the time? But like he said, he's trying to work through a plan where it's self-sufficient and it can handle itself. So that for him is making more income and making more inflow in, and he's using his content as one of the ways or avenues for him to do that. For me, I'm using my content as a way to hold myself accountable so that I can pay stuff down and pay down and get rid of the debt. He's right. He has less debt than I do. He has less debt than I do. And so for me, my debt is, when I looked at my debt and I looked at my fixed expenses, they almost equal each other in cost, which means basically if I get rid of my debt, I would have almost half of my check available for savings and for investing. I do have a 401k that I don't really talk about on the channel, but I may start to talk through that. And I've been saving towards that for the most part. You guys know I did a 401k loan to get rid of some of my debt. But it's a nice bit that I have in there, and I always want to contribute even more. And I want to start my own Roth IRA, etc. So I am working on trying to handle my debt. And that's what I use my content page for. So although I'm at 1,000 subscribers, I don't necessarily have as many watch hours yet. So I haven't started to get monetized. But even with that, all of this was Sweet's idea. The idea of me selling jewelry was Sweet's idea. He was like, you need something to do. You like to wear jewelry. You make it. Why don't you sell it? When it came time for the debt and I started on my debt journey, he was like, I'm sure there's an audience for that. Check out YouTube and see. You should be able to make some money from that. So his mind is always in the money mode. And so for me, it's more so around holding myself accountable. But for him, it's like, all of your efforts and your work needs to be done towards something. So what are you doing it for? You know, and so I'm like, I'm trying to work through that, and I'm trying to get, I know that there is a place for where I need to be more diligent around how I am handling my inflow and how I can create more revenue streams without necessarily creating a lot more work. And so I'm working through that. So while I've rubbed off on him, he is rubbing off on me as well. So we got two different paths. We have the same goal, but we got two different paths on trying to get there. And what I recognize is that's okay. You know, trying to make us fit one mold is just not going to work for us right now. Having all of our stuff combined right now doesn't make sense, but is that the future goal? It absolutely is. And we check in with each other around expenses, around finances, around how we're doing over and over again, so that we start to learn off of each other and kind of feed off of each other as well. So he doesn't follow all of my rules and stuff. That whole YNAB thing, he ain't having it. That is not for him. That is not. He want paper and pen and let him write down his stuff. He gets a big calendar and he's writing his own things down. Whereas for me, I'm okay with it, some of it being digital as well. So we have different ways and plans, and because of that, for some people who might say it's not going to work, it will work. I know that us being able to combine our things will happen one day. It's just how we navigate that and how that future looks. We're going to decide what that is going to be together. So there you go. That was it. We just wanted to come and say hey to y'all so that you know we are still going down the same path. We are still working on financial success. This journey is one that we're taking together, and we are committed and making sure that we're reaching our goals, even if we have different ways of getting there. So I think that is it for me.
So,
you good?
I'm good.
You sure?
I'm positive.
Okay, then we're good. All right, thanks everybody for your time. You guys have a good one. You gotta hit the button.